If I told you that some of the most effective ways to support your body's detox and filtration systems weren't developed in labs, but have been used for centuries in roots, leaves, and wild plants, you'd probably want to know which ones actually work. Most people hear blood cleansing and assume it's vague or unproven, but in reality, it points to something very specific, supporting the systems that filter and regulate your blood, your liver, your kidneys, your gut, and your circulation. And here's the problem. Plants with real measurable effects on these systems are often grouped together with ones that have little to no evidence. So unless you look at the mechanisms, they all start to sound the same. Not folklore, not guesswork. Real compounds affecting detox pathways, inflammation, and blood flow, many now backed by research. In this video, we're breaking down 10 plants traditionally used to clean the blood and what they're actually doing inside your body. Make sure you stick around, because one of these plants helps break a hidden recycling loop that sends waste back into your bloodstream. Another only works if it's prepared correctly. Otherwise, your body barely absorbs it. And the final plant is so well studied, it's used clinically to protect the liver itself. If you want to understand what's really happening behind these plants, make sure to subscribe. We break down plant science in a way that actually makes sense. So let's get into it. Number 1, neem. Neem has been protecting itself for thousands of years. Inside the plant is a compound called azadirachtin, so potent that when insects consume it, it disrupts the hormones they need to grow. They literally can't complete their life cycle. That's why neem has been used as a natural pesticide for centuries. But here's the interesting part. Those same bitter compounds don't just affect insects. They also interact with your body. When bitter plant molecules hit your digestive system, they stimulate the liver and increase bile production. And bile plays a key role in clearing fat-soluble waste from the body. Neem also contains compounds like nimbidin, which research suggests can help protect liver cells from damage, supporting the organ responsible for filtering your blood. On top of that, its antioxidant compounds help reduce oxidative stress, which can affect blood vessels and overall circulation. So, instead of a single effect, neem works more like a system. It supports liver function, helps the body process waste more efficiently, and protects against cellular stress. Traditional systems like Ayurveda describe neem as a blood purifier. Today, we describe that as supporting the body's natural detox pathways. And as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds don't just support the liver, they help move waste out of the body entirely. Number 2, dandelion. Most people pull dandelions out of their yard. They should be putting them in their kitchen, because this plant works on 2 completely different systems, depending on which part you use. The leaves target your kidneys. They act as a natural diuretic, helping your body increase urine output and move excess fluid and waste out more efficiently. But unlike many pharmaceutical diuretics, dandelion leaves contain potassium. So instead of depleting it, they help replace what's lost. And that effect shows up in research. One study found dandelion leaf extract increased urination within hours of use. But the root works differently. It contains bitter compounds that stimulate bile production in the liver, one of the main ways your body processes and removes fat-soluble waste. Some studies also suggest compounds in the root may help support liver function under stress. So here's the simple picture. Your liver processes the waste. Your kidneys help remove it. Dandelion supports both. That's why it's been used for centuries across multiple traditional systems. Not because it acts directly on your blood, but because it supports the organs that regulate it. And as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds go even deeper, working through a system most people don't even think about. Number 3, burdock root. Burdock root grows where other plants give up: roadsides, compacted soil, disturbed ground. To survive, it drives a deep taproot, often several feet down, pulling up minerals that shallow-rooted plants can't reach. That toughness tells you something about what's inside. Burdock contains compounds called sesquiterpene lactones, bitter molecules that stimulate bile production in the liver. And as we've seen, bile plays a key role in processing and removing fat-soluble waste from the body. But this is where burdock separates itself. It's also rich in inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. And those bacteria directly influence how your body processes waste through what's known as the gut-liver axis. So instead of working on just one system, burdock supports multiple layers. It stimulates liver function, helps regulate gut bacteria, and supports overall metabolic balance. It also contains antioxidant compounds like chlorogenic acid which help reduce oxidative stress. And here's what's interesting. In Japan, burdock isn't treated as medicine at all. It's eaten regularly as a vegetable, gobo, used in soups, stir-fries, and everyday meals. So these effects aren't theoretical. They've been part of a normal diet for generations, and as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds don't just support detox pathways, they help protect your body from the stress that process creates. Number 4, cilantro, coriander leaves. Cilantro might be the most controversial herb on this list. Half the world loves it, the other half says it tastes like soap, but what both sides miss is what it's doing inside your body. You've probably heard that cilantro detoxes heavy metals. That idea comes from something real. Cilantro is a bioaccumulator. It can absorb and concentrate compounds from its environment more than many other plants. Lab studies suggest its compounds may bind to metals like lead and mercury, but strong human evidence isn't there yet. So it's a promising idea, but not a proven clinical effect. What is well established is its antioxidant activity. Cilantro contains compounds like quercetin, camphorol, and linalool, molecules that help reduce oxidative stress. And that matters during detox, because when your liver processes waste, it generates free radicals as a byproduct. So antioxidant support isn't optional. It's part of keeping that system balanced. Cilantro also provides nutrients like vitamin K, which supports normal blood clotting and vascular health. So instead of directly pulling toxins out, cilantro supports the process, helping your body manage the stress that comes with it, and as you'll see in the next plant. Some compounds don't just support detox, they've been studied extensively for their direct effects on inflammation and overall system health. Number 5, turmeric. Turmeric has over 10,000 published studies behind it. That's not a trend. It's one of the most researched plants in modern science. Its active compound, curcumin, targets one of the biggest drivers of poor health, chronic inflammation. It does this by influencing pathways like NF-κB, a key regulator of inflammatory signaling in the body, and that shows up in measurable ways. Studies have found curcumin can reduce markers like CRP in the blood, often used to assess inflammation and cardiovascular risk. Less inflammation means less strain on your blood vessels and less burden on the systems that process and filter what's in your bloodstream. But here's the catch most people miss. On its own, curcumin is poorly absorbed. Your body doesn't use much of it unless it's delivered properly. And this is where traditional cooking got it right. Curcumin is fat soluble, so cooking it in oil helps with absorption, and black pepper contains piperine, which slows its breakdown and can significantly increase how much your body can use. Put those together, and you turn turmeric from a weak input into an effective one. So turmeric isn't just about what it contains. It's about how it's prepared. Used correctly, it helps regulate inflammation, supports circulation, and reduces stress on the systems that keep your blood in balance. And as you'll see in the next plant, it's not just about reducing inflammation, it's about how efficiently your blood moves through your body. Number 6, red clover. Most people walk past red clover without a second thought. Just a wildflower growing in a field. But inside those small blossoms are compounds that affect how your blood moves through your body. Red clover contains isoflavones, plant compounds that support vascular function and circulation. One of the ways they work is by helping maintain normal blood flow. Because when circulation slows or becomes less efficient, it puts more strain on your heart and vessels, and that shows up in research. Studies have found red clover isoflavones can improve arterial flexibility, meaning the vessels your blood travels through can expand and contract more easily. Better flexibility means better circulation. Some trials have also shown improvements in cholesterol markers, supporting a healthier balance between LDL and HDL. So instead of acting on a single system, red clover supports both what's in your blood and how it moves. But there's an important note. Is because of its mild blood-thinning effects, it can interact with medications, especially anticoagulants. So it's something to use carefully and with guidance if needed. And as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds don't just support circulation. They provide the raw materials your body needs to build and maintain healthy blood. Number 7, stringing nettle. Don't let the name fool you. Touch stinging nettle in the wild and you'll feel it immediately. But cook it, dry it, or brew it, and that sting disappears. What's left is one of the most nutrient-dense plants on this list. Nettle is rich in iron, a key mineral your body uses to produce hemoglobin, the protein that carries oxygen through your blood. Without enough of it, energy drops and multiple systems start to underperform. But here's what makes nettle different from a basic supplement. It naturally contains vitamin C alongside its iron, which helps your body absorb and actually use that iron more effectively. So you're not just getting nutrients, you're getting them in a form your body can work with. Nettle is also rich in chlorophyll, a compound structurally similar to hemoglobin. That similarity may help support healthy blood production, though the exact role is still being studied. And it doesn't stop there. Nettle also supports kidney function. It has a mild diuretic effect, helping increase urine flow and support the body's natural filtration process. And some of its compounds help reduce inflammatory activity, which can affect blood vessels over time. So nettle works on multiple levels. It supports healthy blood production, helps maintain circulation, and assists the body's natural filtration systems. And as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds don't just support blood and filtration. They actively improve how your blood flows and functions throughout your body. Number 8, garlic. Garlic might be the most underestimated medicinal plant in your kitchen. It's been used for thousands of years by ancient physicians and even in wartime medicine. But here's what most people don't know. When garlic is whole, it's relatively inactive. The moment you crush or chop it, an enzyme reaction forms a compound called allicin, the source of its smell and much of its biological activity. And timing matters. If you wait about 10 minutes before cooking, you allow more lichen to form. Heat it too quickly, and you reduce that effect. So what does garlic actually do in the body? It helps support healthy blood flow by reducing platelet aggregation, meaning your blood is less likely to clot unnecessarily. It also supports cardiovascular health. Clinical studies and meta-analyses have shown garlic can help lower LDL cholesterol and modestly reduce blood pressure, partly by increasing nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax. There's also evidence it may support the body in handling certain toxins, including heavy metals. So instead of a single effect, garlic works across multiple systems. It supports circulation, helps maintain vascular function, and contributes to overall metabolic. But because of its effects on blood clotting, it's important to be cautious, especially if you're on blood thinners or preparing for surgery. And as you'll see in the next plant, some compounds go even further, directly protecting the liver itself, even under extreme conditions. Number 9, yellow dock. Most people have walked past yellow dock without ever noticing it. It grows wild along roadsides and fields. Looks like a weed, but its root supports your body in a way that's easy to overlook. Here's what makes it different. Your liver processes waste from your blood and sends it into your digestive system to be eliminated. But if digestion slows down, that waste can sit too long and be reabsorbed, forcing your body to process it again, a recycling loop. Yellow dock helps break that loop. It contains compounds called anthraquinones, which stimulate bile flow from the liver, helping move waste through the system more efficiently. Those same compounds also gently support bowel movement, helping ensure that once waste is processed, it actually leaves the body. So instead of working on just one step, yellow dock supports both sides of the process, liver processing and elimination. But there's another layer. Yellow dock also provides iron along with compounds that help support its absorption, which means it contributes to healthy red blood cell function as well. And historically, it was taken seriously. It was listed in the US Pharmacopoeia in the late 1800s, recognized as a medicinal plant, not just a weed. But like anything active, it comes with considerations. Because of its effects on digestion and mineral content, it's not suitable for everyone, especially those prone to kidney stones. And as we get to the final plant, we're looking at something in a different category entirely. A compound so well studied, it's used clinically to protect the liver itself. Number 10, milk thistle. We saved the most powerful for last. Milk thistle is one of the most clinically studied plants in liver medicine. And your liver is your body's primary filtration system, processing blood continuously to keep everything in balance. When it's under stress, the entire system feels it. Milk thistle helps protect that system. Its active compound, silymarin, works in multiple ways. It helps stabilize liver cell membranes, making it harder for harmful compounds to enter and cause damage. It supports the liver's natural ability to repair itself, encouraging regeneration of healthy cells. And it helps regulate inflammatory activity within the liver, supporting normal function under stress. And this is backed by research. Clinical studies and meta-analyses show reductions in markers like ALT and AST, key indicators of liver strain. There's even clinical use in specific cases of toxin exposure, where standardized milk thistle extracts have been used under medical supervision. That's not a wellness trend, that's a plant with documented clinical relevance. Milk thistle doesn't just support the organ that filters your blood, it helps protect and maintain the system everything else depends on. But like any active compound, it can interact with medications, especially those processed by the liver. So it's important to use it appropriately. And when you step back and look at all 10 of these plants, a pattern becomes clear. They're not cleansing your blood directly. They're supporting systems. Your liver processing, your kidneys filtering, your gut, circulation, and elimination pathways moving everything through. Different mechanisms, same goal. And those effects aren't random. These plants evolved to survive, producing compounds that protect, regulate, and repair. But those same compounds interact with your biology in ways that are measurable and in some cases, clinically validated. That's not hype, that's biochemistry. Just remember, dosage, preparation, and interactions all matter because these aren't just plants, they're active systems. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm curious. Have you tried any of these before? Or is there one you'd consider using? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. We break down plant science in a way that actually makes sense. I'll see you in the next one.